Um, Hello everyone. This is Tia Joan back with another video, and it's early in the morning, almost 6:30. It's approximately 6:27 in the morning, and I'm back with another video, and this video is a recant on the video on being emotionally and verbally abused by toxic, arrogant narcissists. There's just a recant on it. And and before we get started, can you please subscribe, leave a comment, and push the notification button to be notified of my other videos. And so let's get started. First of all, also, if you like to leave a donation to my videos, to further my channel and to keep my channel going, but please donate to my Cash App. That's MAW. My Cash App hashtag is MAW. Well, it starts off with $ MAW1234Y. That's $ MAW1234Y. Well, first of all, this is a rant, and I'm very pissed. This dude took no accountability for his abuse and his behavior. He deflected all the blame on me and other women he been in a relationship with. It's never his fault. It's always everybody else's fault. And that incident that happened, he deflected all the blame on me. First of all, he was up that morning watching porn. Well, up very early in the morning, about 5 in the morning, before he left for work, watching porn and up masturbating, and telling me to compare me to the girl on the porn, telling me she do this and that better than me. She know how to perform certain things better than me. And I told him the men I've been with never complained. They enjoyed it. And then he arrogantly said, well, they haven't had no. Well, maybe they don't get no pussy in they lane. That's why. And he had a lot of nerve to say that, because when he first met me, he was broke. He was broke, living with his mother, didn't have a car, using a bike as transportation, and he haven't had no pussy in a minute, because I guess nobody wanted his broke ass at the time. Well, that's besides the point. I'm moving away from the subject. Anyway, I told him the guys that I've been with haven't complained. Well, maybe he said, well, maybe they didn't get me. They were lame and didn't get any pussy, and then proceeded to call me nasty names like bitches and dumbass and dumbass. And I said, look, and I was telling him not to be calling me any names and talking to me that way, because you wouldn't have the house if it wasn't for me. You wouldn't have that house if it wasn't for me. And then if it wasn't for me helping you, putting up the $700 for you to get the house, and he went into a rage. He went into a rage and started throwing my clothes all across the floor, telling me to get out of his room. Held the bike over top of me, was about to hit me with it. I did a video on that, on how narcissists take advantage of target and take advantage of good women. I held the bike over top of me. It was gonna hit me with it. This was like a week or two after I helped him get the house. After I put up the $700 because he was broke and only had $100 to put towards it. His cousin put $300 towards it, and his other two cousins didn't have anything. They got in there free of charge. They were broke, wasn't working, didn't have a job, and right after I helped him, and this he wouldn't have the house because of me. And did this about a week or two afterwards. Around that time I did that video. This dude became very, very abusive, very ungrateful as shit. He was using me all along. Just benefiting off of me. And he said in the video he was about to hit me with the bike because I'm the type that would break a nigga's patience. When he started the shit in the beginning, he started it. And anyway, just started throwing my clothes across the floor, telling me to get out of his room. You know, just being nasty, because the truth is he was involved with another girl and wanted to bring his other bitch in there in the room, and wanted me to go out and sleep in the front room with his female cousins on a blow-up mattress. So he can bring his other woman in there. And wanted me to sleep out on the. So he just wanted to bring her there and parade her around me in front of me. And I was met this dude right in during the summer of June. He approached me first, or should I say target me first. I was in a vulnerable situation, just Just left abusive, toxic relationship with my husband. You know, he's narcissistic as well, so I was very vulnerable. My self-esteem was low, and narcissists target that. They sense that. He was using me for a lick all along. Because he was living with his mother and was homeless. No, he wasn't homeless. No. He was living with his mother. No, that was a mistake. He was living with his mother, but he didn't have a job. You know, didn't have a job, no money, no car. His bike was his transportation, but even though I was homeless, I was camping out in my car when I had a car at the time before it broke down. I was camping out in my car, but I still had money, and he exploited that. Had me to bring him money every time I come over there and sleep over there, and yeah, he gave me good sex, and I became emotionally attached, trauma bond. No, that's how they get you. That's how they get you deeply enmeshed. And his parents moved out the house and sublet it to him, and had the bills put in my name, the power bill, the internet bill, just that I now have an outstanding bill, and they were all in on using me, his cousins and his mother, all of them. They were all in on it. I don't want to say his name, but his first name began with an R, last name began with a B. In dark skin with medium length, thick, unkept dreadlocks. And you know, he would work for Tampa Cleaning Company through an agency. But this dude just basically used the crap out of me, and my self-esteem took a big hit during that time. And and this dude basically shattered my self-esteem, and just take no accountability. And that time I did the video, he didn't know I did the video, but he actually put me out of the room. He wanted to bring the girl over there, and he was shortly after I helped him, he went out and started seeing other women. And that was beginning of November 2022, when he needed my help because he didn't want to lose the house. Because if the rent wasn't paid, the owner was going to sell the house. He got off very easy because if he would have came through the landlord to get the house, he would have to pay rent and security deposit. That's $2,200, which he was broke and didn't have. and was basic, and got a nerve to be calling me ugly, and had to force himself to have sex with me when he approached me first, and was having sex with me every night up until 2 weeks ago when I left, when he put me out in the streets for a light-skinned Latino thick red bone woman. Just left me out there to be homeless. You know, that thank God I found a cheap room to rent, a motel room. And just on and on talking shit, calling me mentally ill. When I was supporting him and helping him because his ass was broke and he was basically using me. At first he came off to be very nice in the beginning. Just had a mask. And his cousins and all, 3 cousins and them were there, and they woke up to the commotion, and of course they enable it. They're not going to do it, say shit. They're not going to check them. He let them move in there rent free and rent free, and had me cover the rent. Living in there rent free off of my dime and at my expense. After you used me to get the house, immediately discarded me and first put me out in a room. Couldn't put me out the house because I put up the $700 at the time. But he wanted to put me out after I helped him, because he was with another woman. Well, it was saying another woman, and used me to get the house to bring other women in there. And I told him that I helped him with that money. His reply, "I don't give a fuck." Of course, like he said, nobody's gonna believe that he's abusive, because narcissists. No, his friends and them not going to believe that he's abusive, because narcissists are so charming and charismatic and outgoing. They're well liked in the community. You know, they're nice to everybody else. People benefit from the narcissist. They pay for stuff, but they treat their romantic partners very cruel and unkind. It just doesn't add up. And his enabling cousins, seeing the way he was treating me, and never said a word to him. They just dealt with him and deal with him, validate him like it's nothing wrong. Like it's nothing wrong. This dude basically abused me and embarrassed me in front of his family, in front of his friends. And my self-esteem took a big hit, and I'm still hurt and depressed behind it. While I'm out bending, he would bring other women in there, to have sex with while his cousins and them was in there, and just basically embarrassing me, making me look like a fool. And while I was out vending, basically put me out in the streets to be homeless, to have a Latino woman in there spending the night with him. Light-skinned Latino woman. That thick, light-skinned Latino woman with a big ass that he brag about to his cousins and them. Right in front of me, treating me like I'm invisible. I came with the, because he had that other woman spending. This was like a week ago. Because he had that other woman spending the night, and there I came within the inch from sleeping out in the streets. And of course he said I took my things and left. No, I took my things, but I told him I was coming back at 9 o'clock, and I took my things because I had a gut feeling that he was gonna do this. And I didn't want to come back and get my stuff, and she would be there. And it's just my self-esteem, self-worth, took a big hit. But during this time, when he put me out the room, he wasn't dealing with a Latino woman. He was dealing with saying a Jamaican woman. At the time. Yes, this was at the time I did this video. This is like around in November. But I just uploaded a couple of months afterwards, because I didn't want to upload it right away because I was still in there. Because I had nowhere else to go. And he just just sent me out of his room to sleep on the floor with his female cousin sleeping in the room. No, not female, male. Male, they're all boys. I keep making a mistake and say female, they're male, they're boys. So, pardon me if I made a mistake, they're male. And recently, a week ago, put me out in the street to be homeless, to look for shelter, because he had the light-skinned Latino woman in there. Call her prettier, because he's light-skinned. Not only is narcissist, he's colorist too. Men like that will use you as a come up. Use black, dark skin. Will use black women, dark skinned women for a come up when they are broke and don't have shit and can't get to who they really want to be with. And until you help them come up some, then they leave you for who they really want to be with. So, any of your fellow empaths, to my fellow empaths, my sisters, don't be a come up woman for a narcissist man or any other man. Don't be a come up for nobody. Don't give no man money. I made a mistake and did that. He's supposed to be giving you money, but by nature, men are the providers. They are the providers and the protectors. Don't give no man money, no matter how nice or how broke he is. You start helping him come up, he'll show you how he truly is. You'll see, he'll show you his true color. So don't be a come up woman for nobody. Don't give no man no money. The man's supposed to give the woman money. He's supposed to provide and protect. That's basically. No, it's put me out to be homeless. After all I done for him when his ass was broken, didn't have shit. You don't do that to another human being. Tried to get in the shelters, couldn't get in, and them they were all filled. I went to like a few other motels until and they didn't have any room until I found a much cheaper one. By God's grace. But that day from 8 to 9 o'clock, from 9 o'clock, I finally found a cheaper motel to be in that had a room available, and by God's grace I found it, because usually this place never have any vacancies because they the cheapest ones in town, the cheaper ones in town. They the cheaper ones here. I came within an inch from literally sleeping in the streets. I went everywhere else and they had no vacancies. I went to the shelter, Good Samaritans, and they had no space. And until I finally found one. I came within an inch from sleeping in the streets. I was almost about to contact the police to get help from them, because I see if they can help me, because I ain't want to be sleeping in the streets until I finally came to a motel that had one room available left over. Well, please leave a comment if y'all had dealt with anybody out there dealt with similar situations, or want to offer me any words of encouragement or advice, or your comment could help other people that's going through similar situations. And again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the notification button. And you can also donate to my Cash App. Again, that's $MAW 1234Y. Catch y'all later, YouTube.